with ballooncoach.com, and we are just about 3 minutes out from getting started. We always like people to introduce themselves and let us know where they're joining us from tonight. And I'm excited about tonight's topic because it's a topic that most people often have dread about when they're talking about numbers and having to crunch your financials. And I have to tell you, the more that I work with QuickBooks Online, the more excited I am to see the numbers and the graphs as they pop up, because it's fun, because you can push a button and see what your monthly earnings are. And then you can see what your year-to-date is, and you can see what's happened in the past. And so for me, I've gone from where I didn't like them so much to now being excited about how you can really see so much. And I only know a small bit of how to do that accounting software from what I'm doing with it. So I'm excited that tonight we have somebody who is more of an expert in the field. She's a bookkeeper. She works with numbers on a regular basis, and she is trained in how to use QuickBooks Online and answer your questions on that. So I'm excited that Brittany from Lakeland, Florida, here where I live, was available to be with us tonight and share her expertise with us. So as you jump on, please just practice typing in your name and where you're from so that we can make sure that you guys are ready to ask questions at the end. And while we're hanging out and waiting for a few more people to join us, I just wanted to remind you guys to check out ballooncoach.com. The website has a little bit of a facelift, looks a little bit different now. And I want you guys to know that I have several great training programs up for Decor 101 for those who are newer to the industry. For people who are really wanting to take their business to a new level in 2018, we have 2 online workshops coming up in January and June. And then what I'm really excited about is our retreat that is coming up in Orlando, actually staying at down in what used to be Downtown Disney, now called Disney Springs. And we have a bonus day experience where Balloon Coach is bringing you Disney Institute Business Behind the Magic tour at Walt Disney World, Orlando. And I am really excited about it. So go on here and check things out. If you register for the workshop before the end of this month, you will get the workshop that we're doing online in January for free, and that is a $299 bonus. So I would love for you guys to join us. It's going to be amazing, and we have either you can pay everything in full or pay 3-month or 6-month payments, whichever you prefer, to help you guys get here. So I wanted to let you know that's there. And I want to go ahead and say hello to Cecile, who's joining us from the Bahamas. Great to have you here. And then we are delighted to have our folks joining us from all over the U.S. also. So, and it's fun when people are out here from the islands. So guys, we're going to go ahead and switch things over so that Brittany can be our presenter. And I'm going to go ahead and take myself off so that you can see Brittany really well and see her screen. So just give us a second while we get that started. And throughout the presentation, she's really put some really great information together for us. So I want to make sure that you're seeing the full screen. So let me get that fixed real quick. And are you able to make that bigger?
Yes, I will enlarge this. Here, let's go. Here we go.
Perfect. All right, guys. So I'm just going to clarify one last time before we get going that you see Brittany now. And you also see Spark Bookkeeping as your start page. All is good. Great. All right. So Brittany, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Let people know a little bit about you and your passion for numbers, and give us all this great information. And then, guys, if you have questions as Brittany's going through the presentation, write it down on a piece of paper. And then at the end, we'll open it up for questions so she can share any of the information that you guys have some confusion on. So here we go.
Okay, I am super excited to be here tonight. Thank you, Joette, for inviting me to speak with everyone. 'Tis the season to start thinking about your data, your financial data, and getting ready for taxes. It's often the most the time of the year where everyone starts questioning, do I have everything in order? Am I ready? And the answer is usually no. So that's why we're here tonight, to kind of give you some insight on how to use QuickBooks Online, how to understand bookkeeping a little bit better so that you feel empowered to make some decisions that'll make 2018 a really great success for you. So let's see here. This is me and my husband, Adam. We started Spark Bookkeeping. We were business owners, and we were dealing a lot with financials and financial reporting. And we realized that when we started talking about financial reports, people's eyes started to glaze over. They didn't really understand what the value in financial reports were. And we really didn't either as business owners in the beginning, until we started seeing what that data could do for our business. When we saw that need for business owners, we decided to start a bookkeeping company. So on your screen, you'll see kind of other ways to find out more about the services that we offer and who we are. But stay tuned to the very end of the presentation, because we have some huge giveaways that we are going to be giving to people who want to take advantage of bookkeeping services and using QuickBooks Online. So we are virtual bookkeepers. That means that we can serve anyone pretty much in the world. We have customers all over the country, all over the United States. And the benefits of that mean that we are mobile. We can reach people all over the country. So virtual bookkeeping, oftentimes we get somebody who says, I don't really understand what bookkeeping is. All I know is that at the end of the year, I need to be able to deliver the right information to my tax person. So there's a little bit of an education curve here with virtual bookkeeping is categorizing all the transactions that come in and out of your business. It's building your accounts to help you tell the story that you want to have with the financial data. It's building your financial accountability. It's reconciling your bank accounts, creating all the paper trails for every sale and expense that comes in and out of your account, helping you pay the people that you hire to work for your in your business. It's getting your taxes filed and paid, possibly even early, but at least on time. Helping you understand financial statements that you can use monthly. It's masterminding with a team to help you understand that data, and building you custom reports that help you make better business decisions. So we have a system that helps us go paperless. And in the long run, you want to say that if the IRS comes knocking at my door, my business is audit proof. So when I was talking to Joette about why bookkeeping for a balloon artist, it started to get me thinking about what does a balloon artist do all day? I know kind of what the services that you offer, but what does a day really look like? And so when I was talking to Joette, I learned that you guys get up really early sometimes to deliver balloons for events. Sometimes your deliveries start at 6 a.m. or you're getting up early and you're checking your Facebook groups and you're taking care of your family. You're building custom estimates for different events that you're going to serve. And when I got the whole picture of kind of what your day looks like, I was thinking, where does all of the virtual bookkeeping services fit in all of that? And it kind of made me realize that it doesn't. You might only have 15 minutes a day to work inside of your bookkeeping. So I'm gonna give you some tools today that'll kind of help you maximize the time that you do have available. And if you don't have the time, hopefully offer you some services that will help alleviate that pressure that you feel that it's just not getting done. So there is a myth out there that bookkeeping is something that we must do for tax purposes. And while that is true, that is only a very small portion of what bookkeeping can do for your business. And so I want to bust that myth and say that bookkeeping, the truth about bookkeeping is that it's one of the best tools that you can use to build the business to serve your life. So it's the freedom that you get of being able to say, no, I'm not going to do all of my bookkeeping. It's too much. And if I were in charge of doing all of it, it's not going to serve the life that I want to live. Balloon artists, you guys are very creative people. You join this business to serve others, to create that perfect event, give that perfect experience, make those picture perfect memories. And then I have to go home and I have to open up QuickBooks. I have to figure out where these transactions go and then hope at the very end that it was done accurately. So the truth is that bookkeeping, monthly bookkeeping, can be a tool that can serve your life. It doesn't have to be just for taxes. So I do want to say that QuickBooks uses accounting terminology, stuff that you have to learn when you go to school for accounting, or you'd have to spend some time kind of digging through some books and some terminology. These are some main accounting definitions, and I'm going to send anyone who wants the definitions of these. I'm going to offer you at the end of my presentation a ton of resources, but these are just the basic ones. I often find that small business owners in general, when they come across a term that they don't understand, they're afraid that they're not doing something right. And so they get frustrated and they kind of close their laptop and turn on Netflix, kind of transition from doing what they have to do to getting frustrated and walking away. So these are just some basic terminologies. Starting any new business is like, it's moving to a new country where you don't speak the language. But the sooner you learn the language, the sooner that you will begin to thrive in that new country. QuickBooks uses these terms, your accountant will use them, the IRS will ask you about them. So I tell all of my clients, learn at least these ones. So let's see. Now I want to preface this QuickBooks Online training with a really important concept that most accountants fail to bring up. You have two methods of accounting that are commonly used anywhere in the world, and that is cash basis accounting and accrual basis accounting. QuickBooks automatically defaults to the accrual basis accounting method, and most adults just don't grow up learning what these methods are. But if your QuickBooks automatically defaults to one of them, it's probably going to be really important to understand. So you can see the definitions on the screen where cash basis recognizes revenue or income when that money is received and when expenses are paid. The accrual basis accounting method, income and expenses are recorded when they are earned, regardless of if the money actually left or came into your bank account. Let's see. The accrual method, it sounds a little confusing at times, but it's really important if you want to grow your business. Some people do use the cash basis accounting method, but the accrual basis really focuses on growth in your business. So I'm going to switch to my QuickBooks demo company. Just give me a second to figure it out.
No problem.
All right, here we go. So we created a demo company inside of QuickBooks Online for balloon artists, and I learned that it's common that we're not to be confused with balloon twisters. So
we do actually have some that are listening to this, though.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
We have some that do both.
Some that do both. Okay, I learned something new. Great. So, okay. So this is going to be your main dashboard. This is when you first log into QuickBooks Online, this is the screen that you'll see. You can organize your dashboard to have like different things. These can be moved around and you can organize this in the way that you want to. But it's going to give you the basic overview of your business. Here we have invoices, the ones that are unpaid within the last 365 days. Expenses you can modify with the drop-down menu for when you want to look at expenses. Profit and loss for this month, this year, last quarter. The balances in your bank accounts are going to be here, and then sales for the months are going to be over here. This is where you're going to navigate throughout QuickBooks Online, but one of my favorite buttons is this Quick Create menu. This is what I'm going to be using a lot to navigate into the different things that you can do inside of QuickBooks. And then your gear icon here, this goes over your account settings. So I want to go over some quick account settings. This is when you start your QuickBooks Online account, you're going to be entering all of your information here into your company. This is all of your sales, custom sales information. You want to customize the look and feel of the way your sales forms work. You want to set the number, net 30 means the number of days that it would take for somebody to pay an invoice. You can change the settings on that. Let's see, go through expenses, track expenses and items by customer. So these are just custom settings that you're going to want to go through in accounts and settings. Turn on QuickBooks payments to help you get paid through your invoices that you create. And then advanced settings. This is going to be that accounting method that I told you about that automatically defaults to accrual. You can change it to cash basis here, but I always recommend that before you change your accounting method to talk to your CPA. Your CPA helps determine what kind of method of accounting you should be using in your business.
Can I ask you a quick question? One person asked, is the online QuickBooks different from the desktop QuickBooks?
Yes. So desktop QuickBooks is a desktop software that you install on your computer, and QuickBooks Online is used obviously over the internet, and you can access from anywhere on your iPad, on your laptop, on your cell phone, and from anywhere in the world. So from anyone's computer. A desktop is a software that's downloaded onto one computer with limited access, and then QuickBooks you can access from anywhere. And they are very different from each other. We teach QuickBooks Online because we kind of feel like that's the direction that things are going. There still are some businesses that operate better on QuickBooks Desktop than they do with QuickBooks Online, but those businesses are getting more limited as things change inside of QuickBooks Online. It's being able to serve more and more businesses. Most service-based businesses can use QuickBooks Online now.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. So after going through your account settings, turning on, you can manage different users. In some of the accounts, you can have unlimited users, and then some accounts inside of QuickBooks are limited to the number of users that you can add here, but you can also manage the different things that they can access inside of QuickBooks. So if you hire an assistant to help run your business, you can add them to the QuickBooks account, and you could just give them access to help you create invoices or just create, accept payments or manage their what they can access through here. And then let's see, I'm going to come back and talk about some other things in here later. But one of the most important things that I always say when setting up your business inside of QuickBooks Online for the first time is to import all of your customers. Your customers are the people that you're serving, and having them set up in here from the beginning is just really going to set you up for success. You have their names, you have their emails, you have their addresses. Invoices get sent easily and effortlessly every time you sit down to create something. Adding a customer is super easy. I created some in here earlier today. So an example of some customers that you might have are like a wedding planner. A wedding planner always goes to you, the balloon artist, to make all of her weddings, you know, beautiful. She's always hiring you for her customers. So in this example, I have the wedding planner as a customer. And then I have the wedding that she's serving as a sub-customer. So I'll show you how to do that. You create a new customer and then you add their name here. Let's say Kim. She owns event planning services. And she is a sub-customer of corporate event planners. So you're going to want to put in as much information here as you can. The more information you have, the easier it will be to 1099 people at the end of the year if that's something that you have to do. Being able to mail them checks if you have to print checks. Email them invoices, having their email here. Phone numbers if they need to be called by another user you have inside of your QuickBooks. But here, I'll save that here. So creating all of your customers in advance will be a very important part of the setup. So I'm going to go back to the presentation here. And I'm going to play a video. I have a couple of videos that'll do a brief demonstration, and then I'll show you more of that inside of QuickBooks. So this is a video on your chart of accounts.
Let's talk about your chart of accounts. This is a listing of the categories QuickBooks uses to summarize money movement for your company's financial statements. First, know that there are 5 basic types of accounts: income, expenses, assets, liabilities, and equity. Think of each type as a kind of bucket used to catch the various transactions of your business and whose contents in turn flow into your financial statements. Most of the time, you won't need to create any new ones. QuickBooks already customized these accounts for you the first time you logged in. However, if you find you need another account category, you'll probably want to add it while you're writing a check or entering a credit card charge or recording some other transaction. Here's how. Say you're entering a purchase. When you get to the Account Details table, click the Account drop-down menu and choose Add New. In the account window, select the category type. Remember, what you choose here determines which financial statement this account will show up on and where. So it is very important that you choose correctly. For this example, we'll choose Expenses. Next, give this account a name. Make it descriptive so you can quickly find and use it later. Add a few more details if you want to. Choose a detail type. Make your best guess. Your choice here won't hurt anything in your books. Click Save. Another good account to add is Ask My Accountant. You can use this account anytime you're not sure which account to use. To create it, click New and then fill out the account form. Once in a while, you might need to edit an existing account. If so, find the account you want to edit and click the drop-down menu near the words View Register. Choose Edit, make your changes, and click Save. To delete an account, go to the same drop-down menu and choose Delete. Click Yes to confirm. Now it's your turn. Check out your own charts of accounts and see how your money is categorized.
So, Brittany, I just want to make sure on that part of it, how it was showing you the accounts and the sub portions of it. The question came up is, can we add account types, category types?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thanks.
So, if anybody has a specific example of the type of account that they want to add, I'd be happy to show you.
Okay, great.
But the chart of accounts it's your foundation for everything that you do inside of QuickBooks. Every single transaction, every sale, every expense will need to be accurately categorized into all these accounts. Even small businesses can sometimes have over 100 different accounts inside of their chart of accounts. So understanding how this works is pretty crucial. You can design the chart of accounts inside of your business to measure the health and wellness of all the different parts of your business. So an example is income accounts. Income accounts are not all created equally. If you only had one line item here that said services income, and then you put every piece of income that you get that comes into your business into that one account, you wouldn't have much data that would tell you, you wouldn't have any data that would tell you how the health of your business is performing in the different areas that you receive income from. So if you categorize them into multiple accounts, it would be a lot easier for you to grow your business knowing which elements of your business are the most successful.
And an example on that for most balloon people is they will, if they have an entertainment business and a decor business, they'll separate those two services out. And then on top of that, they'll also put, like, if it's a corporate account or a school account or a nonprofit.
Yes, classes. So I'll be showing you the different classes inside of your business that you can use.
Okay, great.
So actually, I'll just show you. It's a great transition for me to show you that. So inside of your settings, you have, let's see here. We want to turn on classes. You want to be able to track classes and then press save. And so when you go to create here, so that was the gear icon, all lists, classes. So what you're creating here is the different parts of your business. So these are the different types of events that you have. So let's say you do weddings and you want to track different weddings. You do school events. Here, you run, let's see, corporate. So those are 3 different types of classes that you might want to track inside of your business. So when you go to create an expense, now you have this category here on your expenses, on your invoices, on all different parts of the business inside of QuickBooks. You list out your services. You can label which part of your business that is coming from. You'll be able to run reports just based on classes, and I'll help you track all of these categories. Okay. So once you kind of have an idea of what a chart of accounts is, you're probably wondering, like, where are all of these transactions coming from? and that's going to be inside of banking. QuickBooks Online, unlike QuickBooks Desktop, and this is one of the reasons why I love this so much, is you can connect most national bank chains and tons of merchant services to connect to your QuickBooks and download transactions to your QuickBooks automatically. So QuickBooks connects directly to your business checking and all of the tools that you use to collect payments like Square, Swipe, PayPal. You add your account here. I created a fake bank account, national bank chain. And it's not that I don't support local businesses. I love my personal banking being with a local bank. QuickBooks just happens to be able to connect easier and download more information from national bank chains. So I always advise that when you're going to set up your business bank account, or if you haven't already, is to use a larger national bank. But it's super easy. You just add your account here, you search your bank name, they support all the major players, and just with a few login information, some security steps, your transactions for the last 90 days will all show up right here in this for review stage. And 90 days is all they download automatically. But if you have transactions that go earlier, earlier than 90 days, you can upload a CSV file here to import all of the rest of your transactions. And everything is going to be sitting here in this for review stage. This doesn't mean a whole lot other than your transactions aren't actually inside of QuickBooks yet. The bank and QuickBooks have agreed that it takes another person to say where these transactions came from and where they're going in your chart of accounts. So they're going to sit here until you walk through them and review them and add them to your QuickBooks with these add buttons over here. So I'm going to play a video on adding transactions, categorizing transactions, and then we'll do some together.
Okay, so you've connected your bank accounts to QuickBooks and downloaded 90 days worth of transactions. Now what? The downloaded transactions aren't actually entered into your QuickBooks yet. You have to help QuickBooks categorize these transactions, then approve them to enter them into QuickBooks. QuickBooks tries to help by checking to see if it recognizes any transactions. These might be purchases you already entered as expenses or checks or payments you've received. If QuickBooks finds one of these, it marks that transaction as matched. You'll look at it to make sure QuickBooks got it right, then accept it as a match. QuickBooks also recognizes transactions you categorized and approved last time you worked with this account. It repeats whatever action you did before and turns the category green. If QuickBooks got the transaction right, click Add to accept it. You won't see any green the first time you work with transactions, but look for it next time and the time after that. When QuickBooks doesn't recognize a transaction, it takes a guess. The guess category is gray. If you agree with QuickBooks, great. If not, you can recategorize the transaction. So how do you categorize transactions? Let's get started. First, click the Category or Match column to sort the transactions. Click the name of the first transaction to open it. You've got some choices to make here. If you agree with how QuickBooks categorized this transaction, leave it. To put this transaction in a different category, open the menu and choose the right category. Next, enter the payee, the person you paid with this transaction. If you don't want QuickBooks to categorize transactions from this payee the same way again, you can edit the settings to make it happen. Is this transaction new to your QuickBooks? You've never entered it as an expense or a check or anything else? Then click Add. You're done with this transaction. Did you pay on a business credit card or make a loan payment with this transaction? In that case, choose Transfer to record that the money went to another account in your QuickBooks. Choose the account you paid this money to and click Transfer. What if you spent money, but you bought stuff from more than one category? like a purchase at an office supply store that included a new laptop, printer paper, and toner. In this case, click Split, then choose the appropriate categories and how much you spent on each. Now let's say QB categorized a bunch of transactions and you agree with its categorization. Click one checkbox, hold down the Shift key, choose the final one in the list that you want to choose, open Batch Actions, and choose Accept. Yay, they're all done. Oops! What if you made a mistake and categorized a transaction wrong? No problem. Click the In QuickBooks tab, choose the transaction, and undo it. It goes back to New Transactions, so you can put it where it belongs. Phew, that's a lot of work. But the good news is that you've taught QuickBooks a lot about your business. Next time you download transactions, QuickBooks makes more matches and better suggestions for categories and payees for your business. When you see green matches, you can choose them in batches and accept them all at once. You'll spend much less time on bookkeeping and more time running your business. Now it's your turn. Get started categorizing and adding some of your own transactions today.
Okay. So when you're organizing your transactions under banking, all these transactions are going to go into one of those accounts that you've created in your chart of accounts, or you'll create a new account inside of the transaction itself. The more buckets that you're using to sort your transactions, the more insight that you can get on your business. It'll tell you where your money is coming from and where it's going. So if you're categorizing every transaction correctly, you should see that the balance inside of your bank account matches the balance that you've added inside of QuickBooks. It's not going to be the case in this demo company because our fake bank doesn't have any money in it. And I've imported some transactions that says that it does. But these are just fake transactions. I'm going to go through and I'll just show you how to categorize a couple of these. So right now, the bank drew in a transaction that came from 7-Eleven. It's telling us that this is meals and entertainment for $25. Normally, we don't spend $25 on meals and entertainment at 7-Eleven, so we're guessing that this is probably a fuel expense. So I'm going to see if we have, let's see, gas. No. Let me see if we have an account for, yep, we have a fuel account. So, and I always, more details better than less detail. So I always add a payee, even though it says that it's optional. The class here, now this probably isn't the best place to use classes, but classes are going to be everywhere. So if this was, and if this was a purchase that directly ties to a corporate event, a school event, or a wedding, this is where you would enter your class. Once the information looks correct, then you just add it here. So it's no longer in your For Review tab. It's going to be in your QuickBooks account, and QuickBooks is recognizing it as money that's now inside of QuickBooks. So let me see, this is, I'll show you classes here. So let me see, this is Balloon City. If this was materials that you were purchasing for an event, here, let's put this, job expenses. Job expenses, job materials, balloons that you're purchasing. And then this event is for let's say a school event. This is a perfect place to track classes. Okay, so we did a couple transactions. I'll probably come, oh, yeah, here's one. You categorize Balloon City as a transaction, and now QuickBooks is saying like, oh, here's another expense that looks similar to that one. Is it the same? It turns it green. You still have to enter your class because this might be a similar expense, but it might be for a different event. And then add that as well. So if we've missed anything in categorizing things in QuickBooks, we are going to want to know about it. And the best way to do that is to compare what we're doing online with what's being done inside of the bank. And that is going to be done at the end of the month through a bank reconciliation. Now, everyone kind of shudders when I say reconcile your accounts. And sometimes that's just because we don't understand what reconciliation means. And reconciliation is simply comparing the data. So let me play a video on showing you how easy it is to reconcile a bank account.
No one likes to balance their checkbook, and no one likes to reconcile their business accounts. One way to make reconciling much less painful: connect your bank accounts to QuickBooks. Categorize transactions as they come in through the month. Then, at the end of the month, instead of spending hours reconciling, you'll spend a minute or two looking at your accounts, and you'll be done. Whether you connect your bank accounts or do it the old-fashioned way, here's how you reconcile an account. Get out your bank statements for this account. In QuickBooks, click the gear menu and choose Reconcile. Choose the account you're reconciling and click Reconcile Now. Add the statement end date and the ending balance from your statement. Now the work begins. Match each expense on your statement with an expense in the checks and payments. When the expense matches, check the box beside it. Important safety tip: only click on the little checkbox. If you click any place else, other windows open, and it can be hard to find your way back to the Reconcile window. Check off each transaction. When you're done, the difference at the bottom of the Reconcile screen should be $0. But all too often, it's not, which leads to the hard part: figuring out where the problem is. Bank service charges, checks not yet cleared, or transactions posted that aren't in QuickBooks yet are all common culprits. But if your bank account is connected to QuickBooks, your transactions get downloaded nightly, so service charges and ATM transactions will already be there. When you've gotten that difference value to 0, click Finish Now. Click the reconciliation you just did to open its report. Print the report and attach it to your bank statement. Your accountant will be thrilled, and you'll have a record you can use at tax time. Now it's your turn. Grab your bank statement and start reconciling an account.
Okay, so I don't have anything to show you on reconciling. That was pretty straightforward. It's not as scary as everybody thinks it is, but the way that it can get complicated is if you're not categorizing your transactions on a regular basis, you're going to forget kind of what things were used for, so you get stuck there. And then if you have to reconcile months and months and months of bank statements, that can be a little overwhelming too. So the way to keep bank reconciliation a peaceful process is to just do it on a regular basis and categorize your transactions at least on a weekly basis to kind of keep up with everything that's coming in and out of your bank account. So far we've covered some very basic bookkeeping inside of QuickBooks Online and a little bit of how QuickBooks Online works, but you guys probably really want to know about the tools inside of QuickBooks that will help you run your business and make sure that you're getting paid. So in the gear icon, we're going to go to products and services. This can be probably one of the more complicated parts of QuickBooks. In your products and services, this is what you sell. This is your time, your product, it's your materials, and the services that you offer. These are the list of items and services you provide. If you build this list correctly, you will be able to build your invoices, your estimates much quicker, even if you are customizing every single event that you have. I could spend a whole entire class just on products and services. I always recommend that if you don't hire out bookkeeping inside of your business, if you're being your own bookkeeper for the whole year, I would advise at least hire a professional to help you build products and services. These impact your estimates, your invoices, your sales receipts, and if they're not right, your reports might tell you that you've made a lot of money that you haven't, or that you haven't made a lot of money that you actually have. This stuff can really skew the numbers easily if it's not set up right. So I don't have time to cover everything inside of products and services. I just want you to know that this is an important feature that's here, and it's often why outsourcing bookkeeping can be a huge savings, because every page inside of QuickBooks depends on every other page inside of QuickBooks. There's nothing inside of QuickBooks that stands by itself. So these products and services I built for this fake balloon company, and it's a combination of services, different bundles that we've created for events, and then some of these non-inventory items here. So services, inventory, and different bundles that we created. And I'm going to show you how to create an estimate, how to create an invoice, converting estimates to invoices, and then how these products and services look inside of those.
Do you create estimates, bids, quotes, or proposals for prospective customers before you start a job? In QuickBooks, we call all these things estimates. You can create your estimates in QuickBooks, email them to customers, and then convert them into invoices after you complete the work. Let's get started. Open the Global Create menu and choose Estimate. Enter the prospective customer's name. If this isn't a customer you've entered into QuickBooks yet, click Add. Click Details and enter this prospect's contact info. Be sure to add their email address so you can send them the estimate. Now enter the product or services you plan to provide for this prospect. If this is a new product or service that you haven't entered into QuickBooks, click Add. Enter information about this product or service. Most of this is pretty self-explanatory. QuickBooks needs you to choose an account for this product. This isn't a bank account. It's a bookkeeping account called an income account that goes up every time you sell this product. Enter the quantity of this service you plan to provide. When you've got everything you need in your estimate, click Save and Send to email it to your prospect. If you refer to estimates as bids, quotes, or proposals, you can change the word on the form your customers see. Go to the Gear menu and choose Custom Form Styles. Click New Style. Choose the form style you want to use for your estimates. Go to the header section and replace estimate with the word you want customers to see. Click Save and give this style a name. Now when you create an estimate, you can choose the bid style. What do you do when a customer says yes to one of your estimates? First, you find that estimate. To accept the estimate, click it, then click Pending and change it to Accepted. Enter the name of the person who accepted the estimate and the date they accepted it. When you finish the work for this customer, you can convert the estimate into an invoice from your list of estimates. Or, if you started an invoice directly, QuickBooks will find any estimates you have open for this customer and let you add them to the invoice. Now it's your turn. Create an estimate for a hot prospect today.
Okay, so to create an estimate, it's the plus button. We're going to add a customer here. Corporate event planner for a Thanksgiving corporate event. I created some bundles. This is a we're calling it a 3-color column. I'm probably terrible at creating products and services for you guys, but I did my best.
No problem.
So this is
the idea.
A 3-color column for those beautiful balloons you guys create. And the cool part about what these bundles do inside of products and services is I have this one line item here that says 3-color column right here. And then there's a description of that 3-color column. This is the only line your clients are going to see inside of your estimate. But what you see is the broken down cost of all of the different pieces of what that is. So the money it takes, the cost of what you're going to charge the customer to design the balloon column, what you're going to charge the customer for the cost of the actual balloons for one column, and then the labor and installation of that column. And then I created like a 3-color upcharge. So the total for one column comes out to be $180, but this is how it's all broken down. So if you change the quantity of the bundle, it changes the quantity for all of the rest. Now, when you go to preview this, this is this is everything that your client is going to see. They're not going to see it all broken down. So this tells you that your estimate is pending. If your estimate was accepted, you would click accept it here. Other options, I'm going to click accepted so that I can, after I show you how to create an invoice, we're going to transfer this estimate to an invoice. Let's save that.
Do you create?
No, we're going to create an invoice.
When you do work for someone or sell products, how do you get paid? If the customer pays you at the time of the sale, use a sales receipt. But if your customer will pay you later, send her an invoice. She can even pay you directly from the invoice. Here's how you get started. Select the customer you're invoicing. If this isn't a customer you've entered into QuickBooks yet, you can add her details here, or just click Save to add this name to your customer list. Tell the customer when you want to be paid by selecting terms. For example, net 30 means this customer must pay this invoice within 30 days after the invoice date. Now, enter what you sold. If you haven't added this service or product yet, click Add. QuickBooks helps you decide what kind of product or service this is. Now, fill in the information about what you're selling. It's easy to email this invoice to the customer. Just be sure to enter her email address. It's a good idea to save your work so far. Want to see this invoice the way your customer will see it? Check out the print preview. It's a little plain. Let's impress your customer by adding your logo. Select your logo file. QuickBooks matches the template colors of your logo. If you'd like a different color from your logo, just pick it on the image. If you'd like a different look, QuickBooks also has lots of templates to choose from. You can customize your invoice even more with these tabs. Online payments makes it fast and easy for your customers to pay you. Just fill out this simple application. Once you're signed up, QuickBooks adds a Pay Now button to your invoice. Your customer can click it and pay you right away. Now it's time to send the invoice to your customer. You can change the subject and the body of the email to anything you like. Here's what your customer sees in her email. She can pay you from the email. And when your customer pays you, you'll see a payment transaction here, and the money will be deposited in your bank account. Now it's your turn. Start creating invoices and sending them to your...
Okay. So same place that you create an estimate is where you're going to create an invoice. I want to show you how easy you guys create a lot of estimates. So if you pull up that same client, it should pull up. I did. Let me see. Make sure that estimate was approved. Yeah, it was accepted. Let me see what I need to do. Okay, in a perfect world, this will automatically pull up estimates that you've created for this customer. I don't know why it's not in the demo company I created, but it would have a pop-up window that would come up on this right-hand side of the screen, and it would show you estimates that you've created for that client, and then it would automatically turn that estimate into an invoice that you could send your client after services were rendered. So it's not working in my little demo company, but it does work in a real life situation. I've done it a lot of times. So another important thing to consider in invoices is attaching any other signed document that you have between you and your client, agreements. If you fill out any sort of corporate agreement that you have between you and your client, you can attach those here for good paper trails. Or you can, it will also, when you go to send it, it will ask you if you want to attach that document also to the invoice when you send it to your client. So you can just keep it here as an attachment for you, or you can keep it here as an attachment and save it with the client that you're sharing the invoice with. So I think that covers most invoices. The only other sales form that is popular is if you haven't created an invoice for a client, but then you get paid for services and you're like, oh, I don't have an invoice, but I've already been paid, is creating a sales receipt. They look very similar. They work the same way, except you've already accepted payment. So you want to talk about the way that they paid you. A check number goes here, and then which account it's going to be deposited to. And don't forget to always track your classes if tracking different types of events is something that's important to you, or any other information you want to track. Classes are up to your discretion on how you want to use that to track data in your business. So. So everyone's favorite, and oh, no, I need to go back. Owner transactions. So this is going to talk about when you go to make a business expense purchase and you forgot your business checking account card at home, or you actually accidentally pulled out your personal debit card for a business expense. Now what do? It's not inside of QuickBooks. I don't know how to account for that. This is every business owner's challenges that they face inside of QuickBooks, and this is going to show you how easy it is to track all those expenses.
For a business owner, recording purchases can be tricky, especially when you use your own money to buy things for your business, or when you use business money to buy things for yourself. Fortunately, QuickBooks can handle both scenarios. First, do you want to be reimbursed for money spent? If so, the easiest thing to do is write yourself a check. Click the plus sign and select Check. Type your name. If your name isn't in QuickBooks yet, add yourself as a vendor. Choose an account to categorize what you purchased. Type a description of the purchase if you want. Type an amount, then enter a check number. If you're not handwriting a check, click the box to print later. Lastly, record the check. But let's say you don't want to be reimbursed for your purchase. In this case, you should record the transaction as a contribution to your business. The process is mostly the same. Start by entering the same details on the check form. Then, in the account entry just below what the owner bought, type Owner's Contribution. Click Add. Change the category type to Equity. Choose Owner or Partner Distributions. Save the new account. Enter the amount the owner invested as a negative. This check is zero, so it won't affect your business checking account, but it does record what the owner contributed to the business. One more thing. Type ZB or something that lets you know that it isn't an actual check. Save the check. Now let's say you bought something for personal use with a business credit card. Click the plus menu and select Expense. Choose a payee or add a new one. Then select the credit card you used. For the expense, add a new equity type account called Owner's Draw. This is the opposite of a contribution. You'll use this account to record the money or value you're taking from the business. Add the amount, then save it. One important thing to keep in mind is you should always keep your personal and business transactions separate. Now it's your turn. If the owner used personal funds for business use or vice versa, try recording it in QuickBooks.
That's one of those things that happens often.
Yes.
Okay,
and that's a perfect segue into, oh, it's got really blurry. Perfect segue into using your mobile device to kind of hold you accountable to doing things in the moment. QuickBooks Online has an amazing app that you can download on your phone, Apple or Android, where you can quickly send estimates, invoices, sales receipts, and then my favorite is the camera in the app. When you're making those business purchases, the IRS says that you have to have a receipt paper trail for travel, entertainment, and food. So those are things that we kind of do a lot. And if you ever get audited, you want to be able to say that you have a paper receipt attached to all those expenses so that you can continue to claim them as expenses for your business. And so inside of the app, you pull up that camera, it automatically saves those receipts to your QuickBooks so that you can easily attach them to your expenses or income that you need to track. So once you have that picture from those expenses, that paper receipt doesn't have to exist anymore. So no more sun-faded receipts in your glove box or stacks of receipts in your filing cabinet. A picture of the receipt is good enough for the IRS to kind of say, yep, you have it, all is well. So the app, super easy, super friendly, highly recommend it. So what does bookkeeping look like for a business owner who's doing it themselves, or a bookkeeper who's doing it for someone? Daily, as a business owner, these are best practices that you should be doing to be your own bookkeeper. But daily, you should be checking your cash position. The examples that I gave you of the different accounting methods, cash basis or accrual basis. Accrual basis accounting is going to require that you're looking at your cash flow, because sometimes it might show you that you have $4,000 in profit in your business, but that could be also including as invoices that you've created but you haven't been paid on. So checking your cash position in the bank is going to keep you from making, very costly financial decisions, making sure that you know exactly how much money is in your bank. Weekly, you're going to be recording all of your transactions that can come in and out of your QuickBooks account, capturing those receipts. We put that under weekly because that's a bare minimum. I say capture receipts on site, on the spot with your app, so that you can throw them away and you don't have to think about them ever again. Reviewing and paying your bills, sending invoices on a weekly basis so that we get paid regularly. Monthly, you're going to be balancing your checkbook, just like doing your reconciliations. Review your past due receivables, money that you should have gotten paid on but you haven't. Analyzing any inventory you have, making sure that inventory is being accounted for accurately. Processing your payroll taxes, reviewing your balance sheet and your budget that you've created for your business. Annually, also an annual reconciliation and closing out your books, reviewing your past due receivables that are super past due. Those might end up being turned into bad debt. So if you have somebody who owes you money and hasn't paid you in a very long time and it's the end of the year, we want to be able to claim that as an expense for your business, saying that this is bad debt, I'm not going to get paid on it, and I want that deduction. So filling out your IRS forms, your W-2s, your 1099s for anyone that you've hired for your business, and then reviewing all of your year-end financial reports in your tax return. So I have all of these best practices laid out in a beautiful PDF that I'm going to be sending to everyone that wants it. So that leads me right into the gifts that I want to give to you today for being here tonight. I got through everything as fast as I could, but allowing enough time at the end of this presentation to go through questions, answer anything that you had, you got stuck on, you wanted more information on, I can go through it. I wanted enough time to hear from you. I'm not used to talking the whole time. Usually I'm doing a lot of these presentations with a live audience. People interrupt me and cut me off and raise their hands, and so I've talked a lot. And so my gift for you hearing me talk this whole night is I want you guys to feel empowered when you walk away from here, to be like, yes, bookkeeping is important for my business. I understand why it's important. I'm either going to choose to do it myself because that's where my business is at right now, or I'm going to choose to hire somebody to do it for me because that's where my business is at right now. Everybody has their own path. So for being here, I want to be able to offer discounts on your QuickBooks Online monthly subscription. Now that QuickBooks subscription, if you're already using QuickBooks, you can take advantage of this as well. Or if you're new to QuickBooks, you probably don't know how much QuickBooks costs. But they have 4 different types of subscriptions. And we as business owners should really only be using 2 of them. And that's QuickBooks Essentials and QuickBooks Plus account. Tons of different benefits to both of them, but I could help you understand which one fits your business best. And those prices range from $35 a month to $50 a month if you got them through QuickBooks. I'm going to offer them to anyone who wants to take advantage of the discount. For $30 a month, you can get whichever QuickBooks account fits your business best. I have an hourly rate for you guys of custom support. So when I said if you should hire somebody to help you build those products and services, you know, you're not ready to hire somebody full-time, but I need somebody to help me with this one thing, or I need cleanup for me to be able to deliver my information to my CPA so that I can file my taxes. You can hire us at our hourly rate, which is discounted for you, $35 an hour. We also offer full services, and that ranges from every business is different on what services that they need, but it includes reconciliation of your bank accounts, accurately categorizing all of your transactions, providing you your 3 monthly financial statements, which is your balance sheet, your profit and loss statement, and your statement of cash flows. And then going over those statements with you in kind of like a 1-hour mastermind session where we're just reviewing your business, hearing about your goals, and just learning more about what data you want to be tracking in your business to help you grow. And we are going to give 10% off our monthly subscription for a whole year. And then additional resources I'm going to provide to you is the playlist videos that you saw today. Plus I have probably 10 more of those videos on different things that you can do inside of QuickBooks to help you feel more empowered to use it better and to be able to reference those videos anytime you get stuck. I have a YouTube playlist, and so I'm going to be able to send that to you for free. I have written training guides on how to do so many things inside of QuickBooks. And then my big giveaway, which I wish I could give this to everyone, but I can't. So if you go on my Facebook page, it's Spark Bookkeeping, like my page after this webinar, and I'll give you probably until, I think we would probably do the drawing in the morning. We are going to give away one of those $30 a month QuickBooks accounts, but we are going to build your products and services for you. We're going to build you a custom chart of accounts that you can use for your business and just really help you get completely set up from the very beginning the way that you want to be. So we're going to give away one of those completely built QuickBooks accounts to just one person. We're going to do a drawing in the morning for anyone who likes our business Facebook page.
Wow, that is an awesome giveaway. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so grateful to be on here. I got a little more nervous than I thought I would be, but I really hope that somebody got, you know, some value, took something away from here today that says, you know, I feel better about at least this one thing. So now I think we can turn it over to questions.
Great. Well, I just want to let you know you got several wows and you were awesome. And I learned so much. So yay. So a couple of the questions that had come up was, one is, let me pull it up. And do you want me to turn off your screen now? Or actually, can you leave up your Facebook page so people know how to find you for the business? That would be great, so people know where to go and look while we're talking. So one of the questions is, does Square work within the QuickBooks system, or are the customers paying only through a QuickBooks service?
Both.
Okay, so do you want to explain that just a little bit?
So let's see. So when you're accepting, go ahead.
Because I know my clients use a multiple list of vendors that they use for payment services. So how do they find out to know which payment, if what they're currently using works through QuickBooks, I guess would be the big question. Okay.
Most of the major merchant services that people are using connects directly to QuickBooks, and so you would add it just like you did a bank account, or you would go to the QuickBooks apps. There's a website that I can send you, and it's quickbooksapps.com, and so that'll show you every app that attaches to QuickBooks Online.
Excellent. Yay. Debbie, does that answer it for you?
I think it was just apps.com. I'll double check, but I want to mention that if you want access to those training videos and all of the other resources, I'm taking notes too of all the questions that are being asked so that I can attach links to like apps.com. I'm going to create just a couple of emails that'll just have all of those resources. I don't need to send them to people who don't want them, so I don't want to like, I want to kind of, if you want those to be sent to you, send me an email and I will get that information to you, all the videos and everything.
Do you want them to send you a messenger on your Facebook page, or how do you want them to communicate that?
Yeah, Facebook is fine. I wish I had, let's see.
Because I'm not seeing your email up.
I have the...
or the other thing too is if you want me to do your email address, I can put it into our group for people. Because I can type it in here for them to have it too. Which email do you want them to use, Brittany?
Do you see it on the screen? It's Brittany at stateofthespark.com.
All right, and so guys, I just put it in the chat also so you can copy from there.
Okay.
So to send her that email, you can just copy paste Brittany at stateofthespark.com is her email address to let her know that you would like some follow-up information. So let me check what other questions we have. So guys, within the presentation of the things that was going on, what other questions you have tonight about accounting as far as why you're keeping the numbers or how things work with QuickBooks. Any of those questions are fine. And let's see. I know I had another one earlier that I had waited. One was on why does the cash versus accrual method matter? What's the pros and cons of one versus the other? And is the accrual method the preferred method when thinking about future lending options for your business?
Definitely yes to the lending options, and that's what I was going to say. If you just want to be a solo entrepreneur, the cash basis accounting method is probably a more simpler method to use, where it definitely will show you exactly how much money you have and how much is going out. But the accrual method kind of helps paint a picture of what every month is starting to look like for your business. So if you have a really busy month in December, all of these events are happening, but you're not going to get paid on them, your final deposit, until January. If you're using the cash basis accounting method, your financial data would tell you that January is your most busy month. Your most profitable month is in January. But in reality, all of that profit came from December. So in the accrual method, it would tell you that December was your most profitable month. And so that's data that you really want to be able to understand.
Awesome. Another question is, does QuickBooks charge commission for payment transactions?
So there are transaction fees, and they're very similar to Square, Swipe. They're all very close to being the same, and that's for any payment that you accept online. There is a way to accept ACH payments for free. They're just a little bit more cumbersome to create and not as common as being able to just enter in your credit card information. But if you have a service-based business where you have somebody who's paying you the same amount of money every month, then probably the free ACH option would be something to consider.
Okay.
Oh, and ACH is like monthly bank drafts, like automatically bank transfers. So transferring money through your bank with a routing number.
Gotcha. One of the questions was somebody said they were trying to like your Facebook, but they're not being able to do that. We may, is there a way to go ahead and pull up your Facebook page so to make sure they're going to the right place?
So let's see, facebook.com/sparkmybooks. Let me make sure that's working.
Yeah, that's what it says, if we could actually pull it up in Facebook.
Okay.
Can you stop recording because I don't know what Facebook page is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be.
Brittany spoke of tracking personal contributions to your business. Is it a must that we keep records on this? I know it makes total sense to do so, but could you find yourself in trouble down the line if you don't do this sort of tracking?
So, okay, so yeah, I think it worked. Facebook.com/sparkmybooks. So ask the question one more time, Joette.
Sure. So guys, when you're looking on Facebook, it's going to say Spark Bookkeeping at the top, and then you can just go down and hit like underneath the mountain. So the question is that you spoke of tracking personal contributions to your business. Is it a must that we keep records on this? I know it makes total sense to do so, but could you find yourself in trouble down the line if you don't do this sort of tracking?
So I have more experience with this. I can
Yeah, go ahead. I have Adam on the line. He definitely does a lot of the tax questions for me. So that's not my area of expertise. So I'm going to have him jump on and explain the tax.
We make a good team.
Yeah.
Great,
so
thanks.
When you're contributing money to your business, you want to make sure that you're keeping track of how much you're personally investing into your company. And we'll be able to see through your bookkeeping if you're keeping it afloat or if you're keeping it, if you're wasting money, if the business is going down. So keeping track of how much you're investing tells you where's your income coming from. Is it coming from sales? Is it coming from you? Because maybe you have a part-time job and you're constantly throwing money in to pay for the expenses. So there's tax implications of that, but it's more like a health and wellness of is your business thriving, or are you paying for all of the expenses out of your personal account? And you should always separate, your personal bank account and your business checking account. Does that help?
They see. It makes a lot of sense. Yay, thanks, Adam. And I'm just going to throw this out there. This is one of the things I like about their company is that they're a couple working together, and they both have their parts of knowledge. So honestly, if you are seeking a bookkeeping company, or just like they said, just to start you up and help you out with things, really nice folks that can help you out with that. So thank you, Adam, for your information. Another question, and Mary, I just want to know if there's more of a question to this, that most of their clients use credit cards to pay their invoices. So are they going to end up getting a double charge on that? Is there a charge for the credit card processing plus QuickBooks, or it's just if they went through QuickBooks as their provider that they would have the service charge?
Yeah, no additional fees. You're just charged on the income.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can pay expenses with your card.
Yeah, any card.
Yeah.
Any card would process the same through QuickBooks payments.
Okay. And it's just because, and I guess they were just checking as far as like when their clients are paying them.
Oh, if they're receiving money. Yes.
Yeah, when they receive money, like let's say they're using it through Square.
Mm-hmm.
So now are they getting a charge from Square and getting charged from QuickBooks?
No.
No. So if you choose to accept payments through your invoices, you wouldn't be using Square. You'd be using QuickBooks payments in that scenario. If you are sending your invoices through Square and then your client's paying them through there, you can connect Square to QuickBooks like a bank account so that those transactions come through.
Or maybe you're sitting at lunch with your client and you give them the estimate and they say, yeah, let me put a $5,000 deposit down, and you want to put your Square to your phone, and so you can trade it that way.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the deposit from Square to your checking, and you'll make sure they match, and then you would categorize that deposit for services that you're going to render in the future. So.
Great. Another question is, does QuickBooks track sales tax and tell me what I owe at the end of the year?
Yes. Yes. And
you want to pay those quarterly.
Yes, you do want to pay those quarterly. And I didn't do a lot of sales tax training in this event, but I realize now you guys do have a lot of sales tax. So I'm taking a note that anyone who sends me their email, I'll create a video on just sales tax and attach it to some of that training, the training resources that I provide you, because that's a really important feature that I don't normally get a lot of. We have a lot of service-based businesses that talk to us, but you guys are all over the country, so sales tax is going to be really important for you to understand.
Right, and that's also something. Would that be okay for us to cover that a little bit on the 26th?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. So here's the thing, guys. Brittany is our speaker for our webinar for our monthly Passport to Success folks on the 26th. But I knew that number one, on the day after Christmas, we might not have a lot of people. And number two, that this is a huge, huge topic that people often have lots of questions about. So I wanted to give you guys this in-depth time with her tonight that really went over the basics so that we then see where the questions fall to then be able to highlight some of the key points on the 26th to help you when I start talking to you guys about looking at, do you need to increase your prices for 2018? How do you set your sales goals up and things like that? And one of the things that I love with Brittany and Adam is that that's where they can play a part by being able to help be a set of eyes that look over this information with you, or any bookkeeper that you work with, so that they can help you with coming up with those kind of ideas and helping you through the processes with all the extra steps that sometimes can be really confusing. So let's see, I'm going to check to see if we have any other questions this evening before we wrap things up. So a couple of questions have come up, and hey, I keep seeing you getting likes from tonight, so
thank you
for the webinar. I see them coming up, people's names popping. So they found your Facebook page. So they just want to double check if you can put up one more time for the email address. I put it in the chat box. The Brittany@stateofthespark.com is the email address to send Brittany an email to say, hey, please send me some more information. And a reminder that if you're wanting to get into their big giveaway, you need to this evening go onto Facebook and like their Facebook page, and then they'll do their drawing and their announcement tomorrow on that. And guys, we've got a couple more minutes left, so if you have any other questions about accounting or things that you're confused about as you're coming to the end of the year, or let's be honest, a lot of people don't have these systems in place. And if you're just wondering how do you figure out if QuickBooks Online is the thing that's right for you to start and have ready for 2018, go ahead and feel free to ask a question now while we still have them on the line this evening.
While they're typing their question, one of the things that we're seeing is that QuickBooks is always coming out with partners at apps.com. And we're seeing a lot of our clients go completely paperless. They're throwing out the filing cabinet. Everything is stored in the cloud. And so they can make a huge purchase, send us all the documents right there, and we can record that transaction and then import that receipt or that document for this new vehicle. I don't know if you guys buy your own tanks. I don't know if you have your personal vehicles or if you have business vehicles, but every document that you have related to your business can be completely inside of QuickBooks, and it reinforced just military level security. So just one of those things that this sparks a question we can talk about on the 26th, how to go more paperless. So.
Oh, great tips. I love it. We're getting a thank you, one of the best classes. Yay. So, like I said earlier, I know it's not one of the sexiest, most fun, exciting topics there is, but I know it's very key and integral for people to have success is the people in the balloon industry who track their numbers and have all those extra categories and really can look at things at the end of the year and know where their money went to and where their money came from. helps them in creating the goals to increase their income in the following years. So that's the whole reason why I wanted to go ahead and do this in December. So I catch you guys at the end of the year to help you out to make really great plans for 2018. So yay. Hey, one person said after this webinar, I'm excited to get started on QuickBooks.
Yay!
So
make sure you
say that again.
Make sure you get your discounts. QuickBooks can be expensive, but we're trying to make it more affordable for people. So
great. So Brittany, if somebody wants to sign up with you to have that $30 a month rate, they just need to send you an email?
Yep, and we'll connect.
Wonderful. And then Jennifer, I know you said you already bought it, but if you're doing it as an online program, did you say you're able to get them a discount still even though they already own it?
I am, yes.
So if you have the online version, send Brittany an email and she'll hook you up. They said, yay.
Yeah. If you're spending $50 a month, you're saving, you know, it's $20 a month savings just by connecting with a bookkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yay. All right, guys. So one last call out for questions. And what I'm going to do is keep you guys on, Brittany, but I'm going to go ahead and take back the screen.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure.
There she is.
Yay, hi. And let's see, what on earth? I love it when it goes super big and I can't see what I want. Sorry, guys, you're getting to see us big. All right, so the things that I just want to remind you guys about with Balloon Coach, and like I said, if you got one last question, go ahead and grab it for us and type it in. But I want to make sure you guys are aware of what's going on with Balloon Coach and why this keeps on doing that to me. I'm not sure. All right, are you guys seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yay. All right, so on ballooncoach.com, what I am finding is a lot of people are not realizing all the great stuff that we have, and I want to make sure you guys know about our downloads. I've had a lot of great people that are been our teachers in our past events and even alumni from attending our trainings who now have their downloads available. So Carolyn Heyman has her wearable cupcake, Carolyn Truby, her costume as an angel, her costume as a camel. We've got Liz Romani's wearable snowman that can also just be a snowman sculpture. And then from the workshop that we had back in October here in Orlando, the wearable flamingos. And a lot of people got inspired after doing that, like how Carolyn made her camel, but other people have been using it to make Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and other really great designs. We also have Gary Ledebetter's information on how to make anywhere from a 25-foot to a 48-foot arch. And then my PDF on a hot air balloon. Eddie Halen, the king of latex, has his Linkaloon round arch, his Linkaloon dog, and how to make a triangle frame. And then I also have some information on how to do the foil decor for outdoors, where it's on a special stake that goes in the ground, and then it has adjustable framework for the columns so that you can make it at different heights if needed. So I wanted to let you guys know that all these wonderful resources are here. I have my blog with lots of great different tips and things that I have found important for people to know. And this was a great story on how our balloon business is achieving great things and letting you know about some of the alumni from our workshops and how they took action on what they learned and put it to good use. With our monthly webinars, our next one is going to be Brittany. And we are excited that she is coming on the 26th to talk to us some more. And then during that conversation, we're going to talk about these numbers, and I'm going to show you guys how to really look at the end of the year and make some good decisions for 2018 so you can become more profitable and know what your goals are that are attainable. I would love for you guys to join us in Orlando. So if you have always wanted to go behind the scenes of Disney and find out their magic in having amazing customer service and their vision, you can come for the bonus day of our Business Behind the Magic tour at Disney and be a part of our retreat that week. It's going to be a staged photo shoot where we are going to be building balloons for prom, New Year's Eve. We're going to do in the pool decor, and we are going to do wedding. And we have an amazing group of staff that are coming in to train on these topics, give you hands-on experience, and then professional photographers and videographers that are going to come in. And that is the promotions and profits part of it, is after going through that experience, you will have all those professional photos to promote your company and sell everything that you learn. So it's going to be an amazing week. I'm excited. Every time we have a hands-on training, people just go home and soar. So I hope that you will spend more of your time in 2018 with us, and I look forward to ending the year with you guys the day after Christmas on the 26th. All of you who have been a part of my webinar program, go in and look at your replays. You can access your webinar replays, log in, and get the action plans also that we've been doing the last couple of months. So lots of great information there for you guys. Brittany, the last thing I have for you is that Jennifer is going to have a million questions for you.
Well, that's great. I want to be, we want to be a resource. You know, don't feel like you're bothering us. Please reach out. It's what we're here for. We want more business owners to feel empowered to do their own bookkeeping, or feel like there are options out there. Some people just don't know that we exist. So really happy to serve.
Great. Thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Brittany. Everybody have a wonderful holiday season, Christmas, and Happy New Year, and hope to see you the day after Christmas on the 26th for our next webinar. And hey, guys, if you see people online who are asking how to do things in their business, please give us shout outs and let people know about ballooncoach.com. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to go like Brittany's Facebook page. Good night, guys. And it takes a second to close off. Yay.